It was Chalisa Nicole Hunt's first beauty pageant. The 6-year-old's blonde ringlets were curled tight as she stood ready for the competition that Friday night at Thorsby Elementary School. Chalisa won second alternate and told her family she thought she wanted to compete the next pageant, too. While her mother changed Chalisa out of her competition dress and got the girls ready to go to her fiance's house for the weekend, Chalisa's sister, 7-year-old Chelsea Marie Hunt, played a game of trouble with her dad. Chelsea won. The day after the pageant, the little girls were found dead in their future stepfather's Pelham home, their throats slit with kitchen knives. Their mom, Deborah Mims Hunt, 29, and her fiancé, Randy Duke, 39, were found shot to death in Duke's home. The girls lived with their father in Thorsby to stay in the school they attended before the divorce, but stayed with their mother on the weekends. They arrived at the Duke house just after the pageant and were murdered the next day. Duke, Hunt, Chalisa, and Chelsea were killed on March 22, 1997. Randy Duke's son, Mark Anthony Duke, and his friend, Michael Brandon Samra, were convicted in the quadruple slayings the next year. According to court records, Mark Anthony Duke came up with a murder plot because Randy Duke refused to allow him to use a pickup truck. More than 22 years after the gruesome murders shocked Shelby County, Chelsea and Chalisa's paternal aunt, Tara Hunt Simmons, can vividly recall the day of the pageant. The girls' laughter that night is something Simmons will never forget. Little did she know there would be no other pageants, no more board games, and after that weekend, my brother would never go back to his home again, she said. He could not stand being there without his little girls. The home where he learned to cook and wash clothes and how to put little girls' hair into ponytails would never be the same. According to court records filed by the Alabama Attorney General's office to the U.S. Supreme Court, Mark Duke and Samra brought 2 guns to Randy Duke's home, where the teenagers planned to kill everyone inside. On Saturday, March 22, 1997, just a week before Easter, Duke asked his father to borrow his truck. When his father told him no, Duke vowed to see him in hell. That night, he and 3 friends, including Michael Brandon Samra, 19 at the time, entered his father's home at 2327 Chandlerwood Drive in Chandler Subdivision and began a killing rampage, the likes of which had hardly been seen in Shelby County prior to that. Mark Duke fatally shot his father in the head, while Samra shot Hunt in the face. Although injured, Hunt fled upstairs with her daughters. Hunt and Chalisa sought shelter in an upstairs bathroom, while Chelsea hid under a bed. Samra and Mark Duke ran after them, and Mark Duke shot and killed Hunt, shooting her between the eyes after he kicked in the bathroom door. Then, out of bullets, Mark Duke got 2 knives and pulled Chalisa from behind the shower curtain and slit her throat. Determined to leave no witnesses, Samra and Duke went into a bedroom where Chelsea was hiding under the bed. Samra pulled her out and slit her throat, while Duke held her down. Later that day, Duke called the police, reporting something awry at his father's home, but it wasn't long before the evidence showed police he had been the murderer. Samra eventually admitted to his role in the crime and was sentenced to death in 1998. Mark Anthony Duke was also originally sentenced to death, but his sentence was later overturned and changed to life in prison pursuant to a U.S. Supreme Court ruling banning execution for offenders who committed their crimes while they were juveniles. He was 16 at the time of the slaying. Because Samra was 19 at the time of the killings, his death sentence was not changed. 42-year-old death row inmate Michael Brandon Samra was executed May 16, 2019, a Thursday evening at the William C. Holman Correctional Facility in Atmore. Wednesday, Samra was visited by 6 friends, 2 attorneys, and a spiritual advisor. He also made a phone call to his father. Thursday, he was again visited by 6 friends and his spiritual advisor. Samra did not eat breakfast Thursday and did not request their last meal. He did not have any special request. The curtains opened to the execution chamber at approximately 7:09 p.m. When approached by the warden, Samra smiled. His last words were a prayer. "I would like to thank Jesus for everything he's done for me," he said. "I want to thank Jesus for shedding his blood for my sins. Thank you for your grace, Jesus. Amen." Samra lied on the gurney with his eyes open, facing the witness room that contained his 2 attorneys, his spiritual advisor, and members of the media. At 7:14 p.m., his eyes closed. 1 minute later, his chest heaved 3 times. His breathing appeared labored for several minutes. Samra did not respond to consciousness check performed by a corrections officer at 7:17 p.m. 2 minutes later, he stretched both hands, slightly raised his left arm, then curled his fingers and dropped his arm. The curtain to the chamber closed at 7:26 p.m. The official time of death was 7:33 p.m. according to prison officials.